what felt like the end of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, I was like, you know what, what happened to Ezra Miller? It seems like he's just been out of the news. Then, bam, literally the day after the verdict, they're like, peekaboo, we've got some Ezra Miller news for you. I don't know if that's by design. If these people are like, let's hold off on this because it's not going to get the clicks that it would get. But it says, and Ezra Miller as Ezra Miller's scandals mount, what options does Warner Brothers have for The Flash? So the idea here is basically that there is no option because the movie the movie wrapped production in 2021. So it's done and in the box. So the idea is that what do you do? I don't know if that means that they're working on, when they say wrapped, I don't know if that means principal photography wrapped and that they still need to do the post-production, ADR and all that stuff. But it does, cause problems when he's getting in trouble each and every day, which as we've seen, seems to be, as long as he's in Hawaii, we're in danger. People are in danger.
I was never under the illusion that they were actually going to replace him or stop this from coming out.
But it is interesting to hear kind of them talking about it from like people associated with the project. So it says, at a time when superhero adaptations are largely populated by straight actors, John Barrowman, Colton Haynes, Tessa Thompson, off the top of my head, are all not straight actors and play superheroes. But okay, if that's the way they
it matters.
Exactly. Like I was like, it matters, but it does not. So it says, at a time when superhero adaptations are largely populated by straight actors, Ezra Miller, who stars in The Flash and is non-binary and queer, feels like a refreshingly progressive choice to headline a big all-audience summer movie. There's only one glaring issue. Miller can't seem to stay out of trouble. In recent months, the actor has been arrested or taken into custody several times for harassment, disorderly conduct, and a traffic violation. I mean, do they really need to bring up the traffic violation? That seems just mean.
It's just piling up.
There's like, give the guy a break for the traffic violation. Give them a break for the traffic violation. Around the same time, the two Hawaii residents filed a temporary restraining order against Miller after they allegedly broke into the couple's bedroom and they tried to steal their passports and wallets. Though the restraining order was later dropped, their continued behavior has been prompted serious unease about the people who have been endangered, as well as Miller's own health. That's what I want to talk about. Like, as a big studio, they now have to basically get him. Have you ever seen, like, we were talking about Elvis the other day. They talk a lot about when he performed later in life, how it was like they had to basically get him to the arenas or to wherever he performed because he was in such bad shape towards the end, that once you're that big of a celebrity, you're a product that has to basically be handled and taken from place to place to be able to do your job. And I feel like for him, he's kind of like that now. When you're attached to such a big project, you're more than just Ezra Miller now. You're helming and responsible for the promotion of a multi-million-dollar franchise, and they now just need to get him to the finish line, which is whatever the release date is. They don't care about his health. They don't care about his mental state or their well-being. They care about the fact that Ezra Miller will make them money if they manage to do that right. And that's what they talk about. Basically, the idea is that this movie cost too much to make, that they cannot make their money back on it without theater release. Meaning they can't release this. They couldn't dump this to streaming and make up the cost. And I do believe that they talked about that it's too late to replace him. And I do believe that if this was any earlier, they would have tried to, because David Zaslav, who just took over at Warner Discovery, is not messing around and will cut and he's been cutting departments, cutting executives, cutting projects left and right. I think if he could get away with getting rid of Miller for an actor who's going to bring less trouble to the process, he absolutely would have, but you can't do that now.
It seems like they've been delaying the release of this movie for so long now.
Announced in like 2014.
I would love to hear from Dane, I want to hear from Dane what his perspective on this is, like, from a marketing point of view. Like, wouldn't it be better for them to just go ahead and release it and not have all this anticipation and more time for mishaps to pile up with this person?
Is it seriously from 2014?
Well, it's gone. It didn't get filmed in 2014. It went through like extensive rewrites, just like Halo, just like everything else from that point on. But there is such a thing as, like, the movies can't sit on the shelf forever. The more time it spends done and not released, it's burning money because you have to start re-advertising.
And the more things that Miller can do, to make them look bad.
Here's my perception of this. So there's a bunch of superheroes out in the world. I don't think Flash is in anyone's top 5.
I disagree with that.
Okay, well,
it's probably my brother's top 5.
Well, this is the first I've heard. you know, and like I have hella dork friends, and it's just
Who would you put? Who do you think the top 5 would be?
Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, and the Green
Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Okay, they've put more time behind the Flash though, whether because they haven't used the Green Lantern in any of the recent movies outside of the Ryan Reynolds one from like 2011, which we shan't speak of, or the fact that there's 9 seasons of the Flash on TV that, to be fair, was good in the first couple of seasons and then went really far downhill. But that character is still very highly sought after.
But I mean, X-Men, if you count them as one, like the whole ones, it would
Wolverine.
be like Batman, Superman, X-Men.
Thank you.
And thank you. And everyone, that one was pretty violent display of body. And everyone else, it's like, so I don't really know who's like dying for a Flash movie. I don't know what's going on with this kid. He's having like an Amanda Bynes level freak out every 3 seconds.
There's him choke slamming the woman in Iceland.
He was so casual about
yes,
it.
Yes, if you ever get a chance, go watch the video of him choke slamming the woman in Iceland. It's
I love it. He was like, "You want to go?"
there's a. I would say that it is not unfair to say that there's a certain amount of like restraint being shown to like punishing him because of, I believe that they believe, the studio believes, his identity is advantageous to their marketing down the line. So they're being lenient with him in a way.
Literally no one cares.
Yep, I know, but I'm looking at it from their perspective. They see it as a beneficial aspect of their marketing campaign.
Wouldn't then they release the movie while his drama's hot?
That's what I've been thinking.
I think they want him to have a clean. I think their idea is like hopefully like have a good year without hurting any women in Hawaii, and we'll be fine, and then we can release it.
You're asking too much.
Yes, if you're a woman in Hawaii and Ezra Miller's around, just kind of run the opposite way. You should be all right. So they talk about, now this is the interesting part, is it's saying test screenings for the film have been extraordinarily positive. So they're doing test screenings right now, which means special effects must be, if not finished, nearing completion. And it says, barring unforeseen developments, sources say Warner Brothers is barreling ahead with the intention to give the superhero film the full blockbuster treatment. The Flash simply costs too much to scrap the project entirely, and it will likely not generate the revenues needed to turn a profit without playing in theaters. And then they say the report about test screenings for The Flash comes a few weeks after its star Ezra Miller was arrested in Hawaii on multiple occasions. And they just talk about that according to reports, the film has been extraordinarily well received. I want to pull back to like when they did the same thing when Batman vs. Superman was being produced, and they said that the Warner Brothers executives gave the movie a standing ovation. I don't know if what they showed them was like the 3-hour Snyder cut of the Ultimate Edition of that movie, but the studio release of that film was obviously not very good, and me and Dane can at least agree on that, even if we disagree on Ben Affleck's competence as Batman, with me saying that Ben Affleck was just fine as Batman and Dane being utterly horrified by that.
Imagine having that point of view.
Yes, imagine that.
He doesn't have to.
Guys, let us know who's right. It's like, do you think Ben Affleck?
Well, it's my show, Batman? So I'm right either way.
No, I mean, let the audience decide.
Nope. I'm sorry, audience.
One for Brett, 2 for Dave.
No.
Yes.
Okay, then the idea is like we're not comparing him to other Batmans. We're just saying on his own as a performance. Because usually when people make these arguments, they say, well, he's not good compared to Christian Bale. A lot goes into making these movies that goes beyond just their portrayal. The director that helps you create your performance, how the film is edited, the story involved. I think that he did if I'm looking at the character of Bruce Wayne in Batman, I enjoyed his performance. I'm right, you're wrong. That's fine. We're good. We're good. There were some super chats in there, but take Dane's face as a sign of Brett is right, and he agrees with me. He just doesn't want to say so.
What do you say to that?
I know.
Caleb Sherd said, my top anime, My Hero Academia, One Piece, Naruto, Fairy Tail, Rising of a Shield, Hero, Classroom of the Elite. There's no punctuation in this, whatever. Fate Zero, Dragon Ball. That time I got reincarnated as a slime overlord, Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone.
Perfect.
Naruto's good.
I need some commas in there because I'm not familiar with these titles, but
Naruto's good. Like truly, it's like a timepiece.
Thank you.
About like generations of people that you get to meet, and you get to see them like fall in love, have kids, and send their like children to war. It's pretty brutal, honestly.
You just, it's interesting because that just is storytelling you're not going to see in our films now.
Right, and that's what shows can do.
Yep. Okay, there's some more.
Well, this isn't a super chat, but someone said, bruh, people still like DC. I'm asking the same thing about Marvel, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I like the films? No,
Trash.
but I was a fan of Peacemaker. I was a very big fan of James Gunn's rendition of the Suicide Squad. If anybody has not seen that and you want to wash out the taste of the awful David Ayer version, that, to be fair, was not ruined by him, but was ruined by the studio, just like all the other movies from the Walter Hamada era. Go and watch the Suicide Squad 2021 on HBO Max if you have it.
Dane was freaking out earlier because I said that Jared Leto's performance as the Joker wasn't atrocious.
Imagine.
I mean, for the most part, I kind of
didn't
agree
think
with
it
you
was
on that
that
one.
bad.
But I think a lot of it was, yeah.
This is like real diversity of thought.
Maybe
because
they just kind of played into the whole like gangster persona thing. too much.
It was far more. It was a lot different than the other
Yeah.
iterations. I would love to see them try to do a on-screen rendition of the Three Jokers story, the Three Jokers comic, but that would be very hard for them to do.
I don't remember that one.
Waffles Sensei said the Flash is the #1 most powerful superhero in any universe. Also the only true lawful good aligned characters. Miller is the opposite of all of this.
He's kind of right. It is really interesting given what
chaotic,
how Barry
neutral.
Allen is as a person, and then the character, and then not just the character of Barry Allen, but the character of the Flash, the way it's portrayed. Ezra Miller is almost entirely the opposite.
That's why I think you like Ben Affleck, because he is like a superstar, good-looking millionaire that's kind of somber, and you're like, oh, just like Batman. And then he gets to the role and does like a poop sandwich.
Can you tell me what you didn't like about it?
Sure. I think the thing about Batman is he is both incredibly capable of doing everything, yet nothing goes his way. Like, he's a guy that overly prepares, overly gets ready,
Thank you.
overly like does like incredible feats, and yet like he can't hold on to love because like everything he touches dies. Like he doesn't have what he wants, and he's constantly like split between his like two personalities. And
They didn't have the time to explore those stories. It was never a solo movie. It was a bunch of stories about the Justice League and him and Superman.
I know,
they
but-
weren't able to flesh that out in there. That's not to his performance.
But that's what. Well, my thing to his performance is like there's no distinction between Bruce Wayne and Batman. Like, he's always just the both of them.
I think Robert Pattinson is a bigger infringement on that idea than Ben Affleck is. Robert Pattinson and as Bruce Wayne is no different than his Batman.
I've yet to see it, but like I want to see it. I like the at least the film noir angle more, and also like Ben Affleck had to compete with other people in his movies, so that may be unfair.
I still think you're wrong, but that's the beauty of what we're doing here. We are allowed to disagree with one another, and it's okay.
Caper2X said Ezra needs a 72-hour psych hold and evaluation.
For real? Like,
I'm surprised that hasn't happened already. I mean, it might have. We don't know the extent of this as it happened. So.
Like, haha, but really, you know?
Yeah. Flash is my Waffle Sensei said Flash is my favorite Dave. This is why we are arch enemies.
Shots fired.
I mean,
right
you
there.
like waffles more
This
than
is getting
pancakes,
heavy.
so who cares about your opinion? You know?
Waffles are objectively better than pancakes. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
French toast.
You'll never be able to take that back.
French
I'm
toast.
not going to. Good.
Waffles?
No, French toast is better than both of them.
number one.
Mm-hmm.
It's French
Absolutely.
toast, then waffles, then
my
pancakes.
God.
Exactly.
That's just the objective truth.
Whatever.
Caleb Shirt said, The Flash has always been my favorite superhero since I was 7. I've always wanted a Flash movie.
There you go.
See, you got proven wrong.
See, I'm surprised by this. I
again.
feel like I haven't heard
Right.
anything about the Flash in.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
decades.
two anecdotal people on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not at all involved in superhero stuff, but.
Well,
I never
just the
heard
fact that they're making it seems to be evidence to the contrary, my friend.
I mean, his name is Waffle Sensei.
Waffles is the man.
He's the man.
Okay, there's one more there.
Yeah, Caper2X said, make mine Marvel, Mary. I don't understand.
I can't tell if they're making a reference to Make Mine a Milkshake, which is a controversial incident in the comic book industry with Heather Antos, but that's I'm not sure if that's what that was. So basically, the idea here is why the release of Ezra Miller's The Flash is the heart of the DC future for Warner Brothers for the DCEU slate. And I just don't think they need to do that. I think what they need to do is focus on Aquaman, because Jason Momoa is a proven commodity. Get Emilia Clarke in there to play Mara. Or hire Johnny Depp and make it super meta and have Captain Jack Sparrow show up in the movie.
It's so obvious. They're both on water.
We need to do it. We need to do that. So I just, I don't know if he's going to be able to keep himself out of trouble long enough to do that. But these articles are kind of just industry people talking about his past actions in the emergency meeting. So it's not like he's Ezra's in trouble again right now.
I just wonder, like, what is his daily life like? What
Ezra
is he
Miller?
doing? Why is he still in Hawaii?
Well, we don't know if he still is in Hawaii.
None of it makes sense.
So
is there opinion that any of this is fake? Or like, it's
no,
like viral mark?
I don't think his is fake.
I don't think so either because it's like he's like
If you
a
watch
little
the
too
arrest
crazy.
footage, it's real. It's all real.
Yeah, he seems like really like
Yep.
out there.
Well, we'll have to see. It is working though because I'm morbidly curious to see it now, to see it just how different Barry Allen is to Ezra
Yeah,
Miller.
that's why I'm saying people want to watch Aquaman 2 to see, and they shouldn't have cut Amber Heard's part because people want to see her play someone.
Well, they didn't cut her
pleasant.
because of that. They cut her because they're saying that she just didn't have it with
Yeah,
Momoa.
but
So.
I feel like it is undeniably related to the trial.
Well, I mean, who was it? Was it Walter Hamada who said that was a studio decision, and that was done in the first one, like that they noticed it in the first one. They had to edit around their lack of chemistry, so in the second one they just cut some of the scenes because they just didn't think she could pull those scenes off with him. I mean, that doesn't really make sense for cutting her action scene at the end, which is what they were saying, that she had like a big action scene towards the end of the new one, and that got cut in favor of keeping her in like a hospital or something. I could be misremembering that. But we'll see how that goes when that one comes out. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.